Hi everyone, welcome to Value. So today we're going to look at Virgin Galactic, and the price is going up by quite a lot today at $54. And why is that the case? Well, they recently just announced today that they're preparing to fly, so preparation is underway for a rocket powered test flight of Spaceship 2 Unity from Spaceport America, New Mexico. The flight window will open on February the 13th. With opportunities to fly throughout the month, pending weather conditions and technical readiness. So yeah, after the 13th of February, they're all good to go, pending the weather and pending if they're actually ready technically to fly, which will be amazing. And it has the stock price up by quite a lot today because everyone's going, well, they've got a really high chance at this time they could be flying, and if they succeed, it proves a lot and it really starts to justify the value of this company. If they're not successful, then you could see a drop, of course. So the risk is, if they don't fly, the price might drop, but if they do succeed in flying, then yeah, the reward is very large for this type of company. So yeah, we're looking at this and going, potentially did a short squeeze kind of occur? Because if we look at the float right now, so this data is from the 29th of January, so I think a lot of people have a lot of conflict when looking at short data because it's all very different on different websites. But I trust this one because as they put here, they've updated it on January 29th, which was Friday, and today is Monday for the markets. So it hasn't been updated for the Monday, but I mean, we'll take the Friday data, and the Friday data says 71.95% of the float. So not the outstanding shares, which some people do calculate based on that. Why do we use float? Because there's a lot of large holders that do not generally sell their shares, and if they do sell their shares, they generally have to notify the market, and you're going to know that by then. So generally we look at the float because it's the most liquid part of all the stocks, and out of the very liquid part of those stocks, 71.95% of it is shorted. So all of a sudden, if people start buying up Virgin Galactic, it's going to really start to squeeze those shorts. They're going to want to cover, and there's not going to be enough shares to cover, and they're going to have to buy at really high prices. And I suspect that's kind of what happened today. A lot of people got really excited. It kind of pushed the shorts a bit because this price has been going up by quite a decent amount lately. So in the last 5 days, if we go last week, it was less than $40, and today it's over $50. So you can see where the squeeze is actually coming into the shorts. But I don't think we've seen the last of it yet. If they succeed in flying, we could well see something like a massive short squeeze on this stock, and the shorts are going to have to cover. Mind you, that's 71% of the float that's been shorted, which is an insane amount of shorts on this. And it's insane how people just feel like this company could go down in pricing. Like, you wouldn't short it unless you believe that the value was too high and the price could go down. But I think that's such a risky bet, particularly for such a high potential company, that, hey, if they do really well, and the price skyrockets, then the shorts are going to be really squeezed, and it just pushes the price even higher. Potentially, if there's a short squeeze, we could see $100, which wouldn't be weird in a sense. Which would really just place this company slightly above that $20 billion mark. And mind you, for what they've achieved, I think they kind of warrant that type of valuation, because you can't replicate this anytime soon. It's taken them over 15 years, well over $1 billion, to really get to today's kind of readiness. And in the next few months, they could well go commercial, and that's going to really accelerate the share price. So yeah, I'm looking at this and going, yeah, I think potentially there's a lot of excitement in this stock, but potentially there's even more excitement once they succeed, and then they cause a potential short squeeze in the stock. And yeah, like as I say, they're ready to fly quite soon, 13th of February. And I've got like a few more tweets. The test flight will be crewed by 2 pilots and will carry research payloads as part of the NASA Flight Opportunities Program. An objective of the flight will be to test the remedial work that has been completed since December the 12th, 2020. Flight when the onboard computer halted ignition of the rocket motor. All of the original test objectives from the previous flight will be incorporated too. So in a way, this next test flight just gives them a lot of things to look at, and if they manage to succeed, it validates a lot of things for the company. And the next part is steps to prepare vehicle, pilot, teams, and facilities have begun with safety procedures top priority. The flight will be conducted by essential personnel only. No media will be on site in accordance with company and state COVID-19 protocols. So that's kind of a shame that we might not get to see it. Like, I think some people were live streaming it from slightly far away from the site. It would be cool if Virgin Galactic did live stream it themselves. But yeah, I think a lot of shareholders would be very interested to watch, and a lot of space enthusiasts as well. Following this flight and in line with normal procedures, the team will complete an extensive data review, which will inform the next steps in the test flight program. So yeah, as you can kind of see, the last time they were about to fly and something didn't go as planned. It went from December all the way to the start of February, basically. So it's about 1.5 months that they needed to kind of relook at everything, fix things up, and then analyze the data. So chances are after this test flight, they're going to take a month or longer to analyze this data, and then we're going to probably see another test flight probably around the end of March, which would really coincide with their initial plans as well. So that kind of brings them back on track. And yeah, I think everything's looking good. As long as this test flight goes as planned, I think they're back on track, and Richard Branson could well be flying on the end of March or the start of April, which will be the milestone. It will be what sets this company alight, and what makes it start to go commercial, and then the stock price really gets going. If the stock price hasn't gotten going by then, which I think it will have gone up by then by quite a bit. If they're near that commercial stage, everyone in the market generally thinks ahead of it. They put the price ahead of everything. So markets don't wait, If the market thinks you're ready to go commercial, they will give you a commercial valuation, and that's the beauty of it. So this is the location they are based in, and they're near a place called Truth or Consequences. Quite the name to name a place. And this is the weather patterns around this area. So they aren't flying until the 13th. So on the 13th, we've got partly cloudy, mostly sunny on the Sunday and then the Monday. The wind condition is around 20 kilometers an hour. So yeah, it really depends. If the wind conditions change, then potentially it affects them. But so far, it looks pretty standard around that 20 kilometers per hour. So I think they're looking at this and going, weather patterns look very calm. They look there's nothing erratic. But of course, this is the stuff you want to pay attention to. As I said, they'll be flying based on how the weather is, and also technical readiness. So we can actually look at this, and I think this is what gives you the idea of what the company is also looking at. So we end up being kind of like weather forecasts kind of people as well, which is what you do as a shareholder when you research a company. You're looking at everything, and I think you can only go on what the company's told you. And yeah, as they say, they're ready. They've set a date. So yeah, let's fingers crossed this time it happens. And if it happens, I think it really happens on the share price part about this company as well. So I'll be waiting eagerly. It will be it'll feel like a long 2 weeks. He goes like, I think when you wait for something and you go like, oh, I gotta wait 2 weeks before I see the progress of this company. But I think 2 weeks will come and go very quick. And in the scheme of things, 2 weeks in investing isn't much. But I think when you're waiting for something, you can't, like hold your excitement around it. And I think there's a lot of excitement around this. So yeah, like if you got any questions or comments, just post below. Until then, good luck investing, everyone. And I think if you're a Virgin Galactic shareholder today, then you'll be very, very happy. If you're wondering whether it's still good to get in, like the price has risen quite a lot, so I think you want to consider that, hey, the price could have a slight correction. There is potentially profit takers, so potentially it does fall a bit. So if you're buying at today's prices, you might just want to consider buying a little bit, and then as it falls, you buy a bit more. So that's just managing your risks. But I think if they succeed, the price will go a lot higher. But you also have to think about the eventuality that, hey, if this company has another technical issue and they can't fly, you could well see the share price drop again. So I think we just have to be realistic about this and go, we hope everything succeeds, we hope it does well, but we also have to look at the realistic part about the risks of this company and the share price. So I think you just manage your risk accordingly. Everyone's situation is different, of course. So you just manage it accordingly to yours. Yeah, until then, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and I wish you well with everything, and I look forward to this space flight.